Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to give a talk about WebRTC apps for both server and browser. I'm Tyler Liu. I'm from RingCentral. I'm from the developer relations team. You can find both my GitHub and Stack Overflow profile. You can find my email there if you want to contact me. I'd like to start my presentation with the introduction to the RingCentral Softphone SDK. So this Softphone SDK allows you to create a telephone by writing code. This telephone can do anything that a real phone can do. You can make phone calls, receive phone calls, no problem. And it's powered by WebRTC. It's very flexible and it's more powerful than a real phone because you can get a real-time audio from ongoing phone call conversation, and then you can feed the audio to some artificial intelligence system, do some analysis, or do some transcript, or do translation from English to Chinese. You can also play with the outgoing audio. For example, you can play a pre-recorded audio to the remote peer. I will give you a demo by the end of this presentation. For now, I'm going to share my experience building this SDK. So for this SDK, there are two special requirements. The first is it should support both server and the browser, because it is a generic SDK. It should support as many environments as possible. The second requirement is it should provide a similar programming interface for browser and the server. Let's start with the first requirement: how to write a WebRTC application that could support both browser and server. Let's think about WebRTC. Does it support server at all? So the official introduction to the WebRTC is it provides support for browsers and mobile applications. It doesn't say anything about server or desktop. So we need to do some researching, and we find several options. On the top is the Node.js WebRTC. There's a very cool library, node-webrtc. And it provides very good documentation, and there are lots of sample code to reference. And there are also two other options, the GStreamer and the Pine WebRTC. For GStreamer, it's a multimedia framework which can do lots of things about audio and video streaming. It also has a plugin or module for the WebRTC. So you can do WebRTC with GStreamer. For Pine WebRTC, we have a speaker, Sean, give us a very good presentation this morning. Personally, I like it very much. But as a company project, we want to choose a very popular programming language. That's JavaScript. So finally, we choose Node.js to do the WebRTC. Another good reason is JavaScript is also the language for browsers. So in theory, we can use a single code base to target both browser and the server. This is also the second requirement of the SDK. And let's think about how to achieve this goal. We just use a single code base. It runs in both environments. Before talking about the solution, I'd like to share a diagram with you. Check this diagram. How many people are there? 2, Alice and Bob. Actually, this user story is very simple. So Alice gets audio from the microphone, and the audio transferred from Alice to Bob using WebRTC. Then Bob plays the audio in the speaker. I'd like to divide the following slides into 3 questions. The first question is, how do you get audio from microphone? The second question, how do you choose the right WebRTC implementation? And the final question, how do you play the audio to the speaker? Okay, the first question, how to get audio from microphone? For browser, it's very simple. Because browser supports out of box, you just write one line of code to get access to microphone. But for Node.js, I find that there's no out-of-box solution. I find that on Mac OS, I can get a very good result using a command line tool named Socks. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay. And for other operating systems, I use a command line tool named ffmpeg. You see that for browser and Node.js, you have different ways to get audio from the microphone. So I created a library to provide a unified programming interface. You just use this Node.js library, and you can easily get access to the microphone, no matter it's a browser or Node.js, and no matter what is the operating system. I continue to the second question, how to choose the WebRTC implementation. For browser, the answer is very obvious because the browser provided WebRTC support already. You just use the browser provided native implementation. But for the other environment, for Node.js, you need to use the Node.js library. Again, I created a new NPM library to provide a unified programming interface. You just use this library, and this library will smartly choose the correct implementation. For browser, it uses the native one. For Node.js, it uses the Node.js library. Okay, comes to the last question, how to play audio. I mean, play audio is, again, very simple for browser because browser supports HTML file. It just uses audio element to play it, very simple and straightforward. But for Node.js, there's no standard library for playing audio. So I find this third-party Node speaker library very good. And I created a unified programming interface as shown below so that you can use this library to play audio. It will smartly choose the best way based on your environment. Okay, since we have answered all the three questions, we should be able to use a single code base to target both browser and server. Now it's demo time. I pre-recorded a video for the demo. I will simply play it. You can see I compile the JS code using Webpack so it can run in browser. Here I open the web page for Alice. Alice is to get the audio from microphone. Then I open the web page for Bob. Bob is to play the audio in the speaker. Then I refresh both pages to trigger the WebRTC connection. You can see that the audio is coming from Alice to Bob. So this is a demo for browser. Now I'm going to run the same code in Node.js, exactly same code. So this is the node process for Alice. And this is the Node.js process for Bob. So you can see that the speaker is playing the audio. Oh, how can I dismiss this? Anyway, okay, I just show a demo to show you use a single code base for both browser and server. And as I promised, I will show you another demo using the RingCentral softphone SDK. I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to send a telephone reminder. Let me show you some code. You can see the reminder is in the plain text. Now I'm going to make a phone call to my mobile phone here. turn on the volume. I run the demo. Okay, my telephone is ringing. See?
You need to give a talk to the AIRDC conference today at 3 p.m. Don't forget. Hello, Tyler. You need to give a talk to the AIRDC conference today at 3 p.m. Don't forget.
Okay, that's demo. You might have noticed that the audio quality is horrible. This is because I'm using a local command line tool to do the text-to-speech conversion. For production application, you probably will use some paid service for the text-to-speech. You will get a much better audio quality. Okay, that concludes my presentation.